And welcome to the NCAA Baseball Championship presented by Capital One. Man, you couldn't ask for a better night for some baseball. NCAA tournament action. The regional continues from Baton Rouge. LSU, Dallas Baptist coming your way in a matter of moments. It is an electric feel inside the box tonight. They are booming in the box for sure. LSU, the 1 seed in this event. Dallas Baptist, the 2 seed. Meanwhile, the 4 seed staying alive earlier today. How about the first ever NCAA tournament win for Little Rock as they put 22 on the board. They send Rhode Island back home. They will advance and play again tomorrow. They will live another day. 22 runs for the Trojans. As you look at our bracket, you will see LSU, Dallas Baptist in this winners game. Meanwhile, Little Rock will await the loser of our game coming up in a matter of moments. And, of course, the regional final scheduled for 9 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow night. So glad you could be with us. What a great place for some college baseball at the end of May. Dave Neal alongside the big right-hander, Ben McDonald. Glad you could join us. And, Ben, obviously, when you get to the tournament, you got to have some dudes. And there are some dudes in this tournament. And certainly left-handed pitching seems to be a premium when you look at the big picture of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I mean, the top of the draft is heavy on left-handed pitching, and the most important part of the game, Dave, has always been starting pitching. And boy, if you look at the top of the draft, you see Jamie Arnold over there. He's protected way up toward the top of the draft. Of course, Liam Doyle at Tennessee, Kade Anderson as well. All 3 left-handed pitchers. But if you talk about helium in the draft, you talk about Kade Anderson. The reason is he was projected when the season started to be a second-round draft pick. He has shot way up the draft boards, and some projections have him now going 3rd overall to the Seattle Mariners. And when the NCAA tournament began, the regionals began yesterday, he was leading the entire country in strikeouts, 145 of them on the year. And look, he is a strike thrower. That's against only 24 walks as well.
Liam Doyle picks up some strikeouts in his first start, so he elevates. But Kade Anderson obviously has a chance to take over that top spot again with a good outing today. And he better be good because DBU comes in here. Let's face it, this is their 11th straight regional. They know what they're doing in Dallas with this group. And pitching has been great, but really their offense has carried them this season.
Yeah, and they can do a little bit of everything. I tell you what, you look at runs per game, 8.6 runs per game. They got off to a very fast start last night. Chang Krause with a 2-run shot there in the first inning. Grady right behind him with a solo shot of his own. And then Luke Heapner late in the ballgame a shot. So 100 home runs for DBU on the year. And look, they steal bases too. Not much DBU can't do on a baseball field.
Should be a lot of fun. They met earlier in the regular season. 1 game in Arlington, Texas. LSU won that 7-3. Should be a lot of fun. First pitch on the other side. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? A huge crowd expected tonight. They have been waiting all day to get to the box and to see this Dallas Baptist team take on their LSU Tigers. Dallas Baptist comes in 41-16 all the year. You look at this lineup that is certainly dangerous, averaging 8.5 runs per game. That's top 25 in the country. And they got guys up and down this lineup that can certainly hit some home runs. Humphreys with 17, Grant Jay with 19, Chayton Krause with 15, and the list goes on and on. So Kade Anderson better be ready to go. And Kade has given up some home runs this year.
No, he has. I mean, and the reason is he is a strike thrower. He's given up 14 home runs this year in 89 innings of work. Lives about 45 minutes east of here. There's the numbers on the year. 8-1 with a 3.54 ERA. Look at the whip. He doesn't walk many guys at all. Strikeout to walk ratio is off the chart. Keep it in the park. And, of course, that slider has been the difference maker for him this year. It's a new pitch. It was fastball, curveball, changeup last year for Kade Anderson. He added the slider this year, and it's been his most used secondary pitch.
The 28th NCAA Regional hosted here at Alex Box Stadium. As Michael DeTalo, the junior out of Keller, Texas, starts things off for DBU. Did he go? No swing. 1-1 to count.
That's where Kade Anderson's fastball is going to be. 92-96. It's got some analytical data to it. He likes to use it in the upper quadrant of the strike zone. That's where it plays the best.
Fouls that one back 1-2 at 95 miles an hour.
Well, you talk about consistency this year. He has had it, Kade Anderson. 12 of his 15 starts, 3 earned runs or less. and 8 quality starts in 15 tries. That is outstanding.
First out of the game via the strikeout. Should have over 10,000 in here tonight, shoulder to shoulder.
I mean, you could have drawn up a better day. I mean, typically as we approach June here in Baton Rouge, it's normally hot, and it is normally humid, and it's neither one of those today.
Of course, DBU played late into the evening last night, took down Rhode Island in a game that started at 11 o'clock local time. Finished up around 1:45 in the morning. Here's Nathan Humphreys. That one's just off the plate to Nathan, hitting .358, 17 homers, 67 runs batted in, throwing 17 doubles, and you could say that he's been a tough out.
Yes.
Now, this is off the plate.
Something to keep an eye on. Kade Anderson is a reverse splits guy, meaning left-handed hitters hit 100 points better off of him than right-handed hitters hit off of him.
Count runs to 3-0 on Humphreys. The 4th-year senior out of Midlothian, Texas. Just one of the premier defensive center fielders in America. Only 4 errors and over 450 chances over his career.
Well, what you're going to see tonight is 2 of the best defending teams in all of college baseball. Both Dallas Baptist and LSU fielding at .982 fielding percentage. That is top 10 in Division I baseball.
Humphreys, the Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year. And the 3-1 is off the plate, and that's a 1-out walk to Humphreys.
Kade Anderson a little bit upset with that. He thought he had a strike on that call.
Still shaking his head. Well, that's just walk 25. He doesn't do that very often.
No, typically fills up the strike zone. He is a strike thrower. And you want to see improvements year to year. And that's what you see Kade Anderson. Remember, this is only his 2nd season on campus. He is a draftable sophomore, but the numbers he put up last year don't even compare to what he has put up this year.
Well, here comes Grant Jay to the batter's box. You want to talk about a guy that's in his 3rd year, but had an unbelievable career. First team All-Conference USA this season, 2nd team All-Conference USA last year, was a freshman All-American in 23, and the Conference USA Freshman of the Year that same season. Fouls that one straight back. Grant Jay with 61 career home runs. LSU is 31-5 inside the friendly confines of Alex Box Stadium. Friendly for LSU, of course. 0-2.
Fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup for Kade Anderson. All of them above average. Just to kind of give you an idea about the fastball. The average D1 fastball whiff rate 18%. Kade Anderson 38%.
Well, that is just off the plate.
Watch where Luis Hernandez sets up just on the outside edge. That ball just off the outside edge. Going right back out there again.
2-2. Well, you can already see the experience at the plate for Dallas Baptist, not chasing stuff out of the zone, very patient.
Anderson's last time out was in the SEC tournament against Texas A&M, went 6 innings, only allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, walked 1 and struck out 12 in those 6 innings of work.
Fouled straight back. Dallas Baptist, Conference USA regular season champs, didn't win the tournament. Some felt maybe had they rolled through their conference tournament. They may have been hosting a regional. They were right there on that cusp in the discussion.
Yep. I mean, they still ended up 21st in the RPI. And you're right. If they didn't win the conference tournament, they'd probably be hosting.
No swing, says Greg Harmon down there at first base. Yeah, he thought, that's funny. Grant J, well, funny to us, maybe not to him. He thought it was 3-2. The count was 2-2. So he's got to reload all the gear.
Yeah, is he going to have time with the clock, too, to reload all the gear? They're going to have to get.
Well, Jay Johnson and that dugout, they're just, they're bitter at the fact that they're not starting the pitch clock. And Jay Johnson just
everybody
told calm down.
Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. It's going to be okay.
Got him, out number 2.
That's a long walk back to the dugout right there. You flip your bat off, take off your shin guards and everything else you had on, thought it was ball 4. And it wasn't. This is Kade Anderson at his best. We talk about the elite fastball that he has. Opponent's batting average versus that fastball so far this year, 208 on that fastball. This is 66 strikeouts over his last 7 starts for Kade Anderson. He has struck out 9 or more in his last 9 starts.
Now he gets to face Tom Poole. And boy, are the Patriots glad to have Tom back in the lineup. Had a broken hamate bone in that hand, missed a month of the season. Has been back swinging it the last few weeks. And you see his numbers, 336, 7 home runs on the year, and missed it a month. Pretty good numbers.
No, this is a real offense top to bottom. And they can beat you 1 through 9. If you like OPS, that's on base plus slugging. They're 12th in the country at 953 is Dallas Baptist.
Missed about 5 weeks, played 1 game in that stretch from like mid-April to really right before the conference tournament with that hand injury. Felt like he couldn't go, shut it down for a little bit, but returned for the Conference USA tournament. Went 3 for 15, but got some at-bats to get that timing back. A senior transfer, 1 year at Cloud County Community College, but now in his 3rd year at Dallas Baptist.
Yeah, went 1 for 3 last night. Or early in the morning, depending on how you want to look at last night. Game ended at what, about 1:50 a.m.
There's a strike, 1-2.
And that's the pitch we talked about right there, that slider. That's the new pitch. He worked on it really hard last year, but never felt confident enough to bring it in the ball game. Worked with LSU pitching coach Nate Yeske a lot this offseason to develop it in the fall ball, and it's been his most used secondary pitch. And it's a pitch that he can pretty much throw righty, lefty, any count, any situation.
Called strike 3, inning is over. So the walk to Humphries goes for naught. He's left stranded at first. All 3 outs via the K.
Well, we told you, Kade Anderson, probably the top strikeout artist in the entire country. All he does is punches out the side in the first. Fastball on that one, and there's that little cut to the backside of the field. LSU's off the field and looking for some runs.
Back inside Alex Box Stadium, a sold-out Alex Box Stadium. Dallas Baptist at LSU moving to the bottom of the 1st inning. Dave Neal, Ben McDonald, glad you could be with us. An electric environment on a gorgeous night as the Tigers grab their bats for the first time this season, or this evening. LSU comes in 6th in the SEC in team batting average. They're hitting about right around 275 as a group, and that's probably the one thing you could say about LSU, maybe some inconsistency offensively. The dudes are there.
Yeah, they're there, and LSU had a wonderful start to the season offensively. And about a midway through SEC play started to back up, but that's not unusual because the pitching gets better in SEC play. But yeah, they had struggled. I mean, their last 11 games coming in, only 4.8 runs per game, but 7 last night. And there is Michael Buckman Transferred from LSU after 2 years at LSU to DBU this year. And I'll tell you what, he has had an outstanding year for the Patriots. 6-1 with a 4.37 ERA. Question is how long can he go tonight? He missed a month of the season with an oblique issue. He just came back just about a week ago, came back in a relief outing, threw 44 pitches. So they're hoping they can get maybe 55 or 60 out of Buckman tonight.
Had been their Friday night ace from opening day through April 25th, and that's when that injury got to him in the first inning against Louisiana Tech. And returned against Jacksonville State in that Conference USA tournament. Curiel steps in, the true freshman. It has been a bumpy road the last couple of weeks for the youngster.
Yeah, coming into this regional, his last 11 games hitting 174, but boy, he had a good night last night for LSU. 2 for 4 to plate, drove in a run. There's a really good breaking ball by Buckman. That's what you're going to see. Fastball 92 to 95, slider, curveball, and a changeup as well. That's kind of what we're talking about. February, April, really, really good. 380. Month of May, hitting 200 in the month of May.
Of course, opened up his career with a staggering 43 consecutive game on base streak, in which 38 of those 43 games he was on base multiple times.
Well, to me, he's the most important part of this LSU offense. It feels like when Curiel's getting on base and swinging it well, this offense is percolating for LSU.
They had him shifted that way. Curiel flying down the line. They do just get him. Keaton Grady charging hard, making the play. That's one down.
You're going to see some gloves out there on both sides of the ball, especially in the infield. Keaton Grady made some outstanding plays last night. There's the fielding percentage. Both of these clubs fielding .982.
And here comes Jared Jones, the man they call Bear, after saying a little Hail Mary to the bat as he talks to it on the way up to the batter's box. Jared chasing one with spin on it. Start this at bat behind 0-1. Jared 330, 19 homers, 67 runs batted in. Has produced 14 doubles along the way as well.
Yeah, 1 for 5 last night with an RBI for Jared Jones.
That one sails up and away. Jared number 3 in the SEC in runs batted in, 3rd in total bases, 4th in home runs, 5th in hits, 8th in slugging percentage, just to give you an idea the kind of season he's had. Swings and misses again, and now he's chasing this one. 1-2 the count.
Michael Buckman spent his first 2 years on campus here in Baton Rouge. Didn't pitch a whole lot, didn't make one start. He made 16 appearances in 2 years. They were all out of the bullpen. And only a total of 16 innings pitched 2 years here at LSU. Transferred over to DBU, and you're right, he's been the Friday night guy since opening day.
Fouled off, we'll do it again. You know, sometimes you just need a change.
Yeah, or an opportunity, you know, and he felt like he got covered up over here at LSU, just didn't get a whole lot of opportunities. Now, the stuff's better. Looking at the stuff, I mean, look, his swing and miss percentage is really, really good. The slider and the curveball's a lot better, they say, from what it was at LSU.
I mean, he's pumping him in there, 96, 97 miles an hour.
Yeah, Buckman from British Columbia, Canada. Drafted by the Blue Jays out of high school, 16th round pick. Chose the college route instead.
That one's fouled back out of play.
And all for you young kids at home, the college route is the fastest way to the big leagues. What does our numbers say? 55% of players on MLB rosters opening day chose college. Yes, sir.
Oh, Jarrett Jones couldn't pull the trigger. Thought about it. And looks at strike 3 for out number 2.
This is the old jelly legger right here now, Dave Neal. Started inside, a little front door breaking ball, just locks up Jarrett Jones. First strikeout of the night by Michael Buckman. That front door breaking ball, sometimes it's an accident by a pitcher, but it's the best pitch of the game because the ball starts at you as a hitter, right? And you just tense up just for a second. There's no way to get it going again.
Daniel Dickinson had a heck of a night last night. And back-to-back at-bats left the yard for home runs number 11 and 12. Now with 48 runs batted in, hitting .333 in the 3-hole for LSU.
Look at the OPS, over 1,000.
Oh, crazy. And he looks at a strike. It's 1-1. The junior transfer out of Utah Valley, 6 feet, 200 pounds, makes his home in Richland, Washington. That one's way off the mark. 3-1 now. Well, you know, Bucknam is excited to get to baseball tonight against LSU in this stadium.
And you worry about him in the first inning. The emotions facing your old team, 11,000 in the stands.
Issues a walk here. He misfires to Dickinson. And now Jake Brown, the right fielder, stepping to the plate.
Batting fourth for the Tigers, right fielder number 7, Jake Brown.
Jake Brown hitting .365 against right-handed pitching. Just .176 against left-handers. And he gets hit on the first pitch. That is the 3rd time this year that Jake's been plunked. That is the 11th hit batter of the year for Micah Bucknam.
For the Tigers, designated hitter number 16, Ethan Fry.
And now you get to face Ethan Fry with 2 outs and 2 on. The junior out of Rose Pine, Louisiana.
6'6", 225 pounds. You talk about fill up a batter's box.
Leading this team in batting average at .348. Boy, all of a sudden, Bucknam has kind of lost the strike zone.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you got to take a month off, you don't know how sharp you're going to be. Now, again, he did pitch just about a week ago, his first time back after a month. But sometimes you lose that rhythm sitting out. And when you have an oblique injury, you really can't do a whole lot. There's not much you can do to keep your arm in shape because that thing's got to heal up. But I think it's more than that. I think it's the crowd. I think it's the first inning. Like I've always said, the first innings are the toughest ones, man, for a starting pitcher. You're just trying to figure out what's working. You're facing the other team's very best hitters right out of the chute.
Well, that just misses. 2-1 now.
Yeah, strike zone pretty tight so far tonight. Grady Smith, home plate umpire. Saw Kade Anderson threw some balls that we normally see called strikes, and Michael Bucknam has done the same thing. So it's a pretty tight zone so far tonight.
Boy, now Ethan Fry can be licking his chops on a 3-1 count.
This is when you have an option, if you're in the batter's box now, of sitting on whatever pitch you want to sit on. If it's that slider you want to sit on or a fastball, you sit on one or the other. And if you get it and it's in the heart of the plate, get your A swing off.
Boy, he went after it, elevated the fastball, 94 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's the one you want to lay off of. Be hard to catch up with that ball right there at 94 to 96 miles an hour above the top of the zone.
(3-2) with 2 outs and 2 on. To the right side, that one past a diving Krause. Dickinson coming around, followed by Brown. There'll be no throw, and LSU leads it 2-0.
You want to know what a two-strike approach looks like? It looks like this right here. This is what you call not trying to do too much. 3-2 count. Ethan Fry up there just trying to put bat on ball. He hits a bullet right by the first baseman Krause, and the race is on. Jake Brown all the way from first base scores, and LSU has punched first one in this one.
Mom and Dad loving it in the stands. 2 more RBIs for Fry, giving him 44 and 45 this season. And a quick meeting on the mound. Boy, things were looking good. Get a little ground out, get a strikeout of Jared Jones. Then you walk Dickinson, hit Jake Brown, and give up the 2 RBI double to Fry.
On a 3-2 count, too.
That wasn't a bad pitch.
No, I love that approach from Ethan Fry. That's just, hey, I know that I got runners on first and second. I'm just going to try to put bat on ball. It's a short, tight stroke to the ball.
Stephen Milam, monster Milam, to the plate. Stephen 279 on the year. LSU shortstop trying to keep the inning alive. He's got 10 home runs and 44 runs batted in.
Sneaky pop. You look at him stand in the batter's box, he's not a big guy. But there is some bat speed there.
And that one catches Milam. Boy, he is grabbing that right wrist. We saw in the SEC tournament, Jace Laviolette, Texas A&M superstar center fielder. He got hit by a pitch in the hand and broke a finger.
I thought that ball got him on the elbow.
Maybe it was like off the elbow and it's just kind of jolted the hand. Yeah, it did catch him
right
square in the elbow.
Point of the elbow. There'll be an elbow guard on that thing next time he comes to the plate. Golly.
So first and second again for LSU. Luis Hernandez steps to the plate. The Tiger catcher, 248 on the season. A transfer from Indiana State out of Puerto Rico. Boy, Bucknam is really struggling trying to find the strike zone.
Yeah, not the start he wanted. Remember, he only threw 44 pitches his first time back after missing a month. And so they're hoping to get about 55 to 60 out of him. But already at 28.
His last 16 pitches, only 4 have been strikes. Already some activity down in that DBU bullpen. James Ellwanger, normally a guy that you would see starting a game. They go to him before you know it. There's a strike. 3-1. Ellwanger down there. He's only had 1 appearance out of the bullpen. He's had 15 appearances, 14 of them have been starts.
His last time out was out of the bullpen. And talking to some of their guys before the game he is more comfortable coming out of the bullpen, not starting.
Right side, backhanded there, underhand toss to Bucknam, and he covers the bag in time. But LSU does get out to a good start. They pick up a 2 RBI double from Ethan Fry.
Yeah, the man from Rose Pine, Louisiana, a little backside bullet right there down the right field line. 2 come home to score. LSU punches first in this one.
Well, over the last decade, few programs have been as consistent as these two on the field tonight in terms of making it to the NCAA postseason. You see the numbers, 19 straight for Vanderbilt, 17 for Florida, 13 for LSU, 12 for Oklahoma State as they snuck into the field this year. And DBU in that group as well, the top 5 current active longest streaks in terms of NCAA tournament. Matter of fact, for Dan Hefner, 13 of the last 14 years they have been in the NCAA tournament.
Well, I call them the most successful mid-major program in the country. And if you go back the last 10 or 13, 10, 12, 13 years, it's hard to say that they're not. I mean, all the other teams that you mentioned are all Power 4 conference participants, but not DBU. Mid-major, 11 in a row, 13 out of 14 years. Hosted regionals, hosted super regionals. They've been there before. Just a powerhouse mid-major program.
Big swing and a miss from Chayton Krause. We were talking last night in their opening game. When Chayton Krause is in the batter's box, you're just waiting for the ball to be compressed. I mean, it is a guy that's up there. He's not trying to make friends with the baseball.
No, and look, when he stands in the box, to me, he doesn't look super athletic. But as soon as he swings the bat, he looks like Superman's on his chest, you know? I mean, just one of those guys.
6'3", 226-pounder. Transferred in from Grayson College, where he spent a couple of years. First team All-Conference USA here in 2025. And that one misses down low, and another 3-ball count. It's 3-2. I mean, last year had a great season. He's followed it up this year with a fantastic one. He hit .358, 16 homers, 88 hits on the season.
No, this dude can hit. I'm telling you, he can hit.
This lineup, top 6 guys, all hitting over .320. Again, out in front, fouls it off. We'll do it again.
Well, that's kind of what makes Kade Anderson so special, right? I mean, he can use just about any of his pitches in any situation. So, an above-average fastball, throw that changeup in any count, that little cutter, the curveball. And that's why he's one of the few prospects out there in the college game that actually project out as a starter at the big league level. There's not many of them. And that's why I think he has shot up the draft boards. You got Witherspoon over at Oklahoma. You got Kade Anderson here at LSU. Past that, there's a question marks for a lot of other ones. Those are 2 that definitely project out as starters.
Draws a walk there. Nice at bat. Fouls off 3 pitches with 2 strikes. And sees ball 4. And he just continues to be a problem in their batter's box.
Well, that's such a good at bat, and the reason why, not because of the result he walked, but he saw every one of Kade Anderson's pitches. He saw the changeup, the fastball, the curveball. He saw them all. So now he's going to school in his very first at bat, and he's seen everything that Kade Anderson has.
And now you get Keaton Grady, the second baseman. Keaton steps in with a .357 average.
In a perfect world for a starting pitcher, you'd like to get through the lineup the first time and maybe have something in your back pocket, not show them everything. And then when you roll back through the second and third time, you got a little something extra to show them that they didn't see before. But there's also times you get yourself in a bind and you got to go, right? You got to go to work and you do whatever it takes to get out. As Jay Johnson's going to come out with a quick word.
Well, I haven't had to see Jay Johnson run out in the second inning talking to Kade Anderson much this season. Again, it's one of those things, I think, Ben, we get to this point and obviously stakes extremely high now in the NCAA tournament, and everybody's a little jacked up.
Well, you remember back in '23 when LSU won their national championship, their 7th one. Remember Jay Johnson started taking visits to the mound late in the year, and he did it in Omaha too. And he said he just wanted to get a little bit different, you know. His idea when he goes out there, he's not talking so much about pitching. He said it's more about the situation, controlling your emotions, what we're going to do defensively and all that kind of stuff. But he likes to give them a little bit different voice from time to time. Now, Wes Johnson at the time was a pitching coach for LSU, and I think one reason he started doing that too is because Wes Johnson had taken the head coaching job at Georgia, and so Jay started going out at the end of the 23 season as well.
Well, Jay certainly came to LSU with some great success at Arizona. To take this job at LSU, I mean, it takes a certain kind of strong character to handle this job.
Yeah, you kind of know what you get yourself into when you take this job. And, you know, Jay's on record saying the only school or program I ever would have left Arizona for was to come to Baton Rouge.
That shot back up the middle off the bat of Keaton Grady. Krause will stop at second. And with nobody out, the Patriots with 2 on.
This team can hit.
For the Patriots, right fielder number 29, Ben Tryon.
Team batting average over 300. See the home runs, 15th in the country. Slugging percentage, 12th. Runs per game, 8.6. That'll put them in the top 25. And oh, by the way, they steal bases too. 104 of those on the year, so that's top 50 in the country. So a lot to offer.
Big swing and a miss from Ben Tryon. Tryon out in right field, hitting .277 with 3 homers and 18 runs batted in. The Patriots hitting .305 on the season as a team. Wow. 3 pitches. And Tryon heading back to the dugout. Out number 1.
Boy, those last 2 pitches the key, right? The fastball on the outside part of the plate to get strike 2. Then he starts this little slider in the exact same spot. Comes out of the same one that looks like the fastball again. You go to get it, it disappears. That is just sequencing your pitches perfectly.
4th strikeout of the night for Kade Anderson. Adam Bergholt, the catcher, stepping up to the plate. First pitch he sees off the netting. Bergholt, .221, 7 homers. Shot out to left. A diving grab by Curiel. He makes the catch and gets it back in. Can they tag him, get him at first? Did they? Safe. He reaches back. Yeah, he touched the green bag, not the white bag. Derek Curiel with a heads-up play, and they get the double play to end the inning.
Wow. Well, we've been talking about defense for both of these clubs, and you just got to look and a glimpse at some unbelievable defense. True freshman Derek Curiel out left field. He gets an awesome jump with his ball, lays out, picks it right off the dirt. He sees the guy first off the bag, throws behind the runner, but watch this. Slides off the bag, and there's a tag. The green bag, remember, is not in play once you single or once you get on base.
The freshman coming up big in the outfield. 2-0 LSU. Well, there are the numbers on the importance of winning your opening game. And if you win this game and go 2-0, your odds are pretty good.
Yeah, your odds are really good. You're sitting back waiting on somebody to try to come beat you twice.
Michael Braswell, the third. Tiger, third baseman, to start things off. Boy, what a heads-up play. Just super job by Derek Curiel in left field, who will be a center fielder next year for this team.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his true position. There's a strike. 1-2 the count to Braswell.
Well, we'll see if Michael Buckman can kind of settle in here. Had a little bit of a rough inning. I mean, the first inning started off really good for him. Collected the first 2 outs and then got a little bit sideways on him. He ends up giving up 2 runs.
Chases one down and away. Boy, nasty pitch from Micah Buckman there. That'll be the second strikeout for Buckham.
At the plate for LSU.
The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Quick timeout as Jay Johnson wants to talk to his 9-hole hitter and his leadoff man, Chris Stanfield and Derek Curiel. Jay, an offensive-minded coach, really spends a lot of time working on that part of the game.
Yeah, you watch Jay Johnson coach, and he is probably as prepared or more prepared than any coach in the country. Like, he just dissects so much information, but he's really good about giving the players what he thinks they need only. Not, not confusing them, not too much information, but enough information to give them an advantage to have success.
So here's Stanfield, the 9-hole hitter, but anything but a 9-hole hitter. .316 average on the year.
Yeah, we talked about this last night, and he led this LSU team in SEC play alone. That 30-game schedule, he out-hit everyone out of that 9-hole. Not very often you hit higher in SEC play than what you do overall, but Chris Stanfield did it.
That one shot out to right. Long run for Tryon, and he runs out of room. Stanfield with the home run, his first of the year.
Dave, when you don't hit many of them, you take your time getting around the bases. You enjoy it. First home run of the year, and guess what? To the back side of the field.
Now batting for LSU, left fielder Derek Curiel.
That's a bonus when Chris Stanfield goes yard. So one out for Derek Curiel, and it's 3-0 LSU.
The ball is definitely playing off the bat a lot hotter than what it did yesterday. We saw it in game 1 today. We had a 4-hour and 20-minute game 1 today, and the ball was bouncing off the bat.
Is that how long the game lasted? I forgot. You got to bring that up.
I'll tell you something, Dave. You're never going to forget that.
We'll always have that, Ben. We'll always have it.
By the way, that was the most runs ever scored combined in any regional game in Baton Rouge ever.
22-10. Little Rock beat Rhode Island. And look, that game ended on what looked to be a double and 2 runs scored in the bottom of the 9th to make it 22-12. But the runner missed the bag at first. Little Rock saw it, stepped on the bag, and game was over.
We might still be playing if it weren't for that.
Curiel grounded out. His first time up. Here's the 3-1. And that one misses.
Take a look at this swing right here by Stanfield. Fastball pretty much middle, but an inside-out swing. He lets the hands go first. Watch this. The barrel behind it, not trying to do too much. Almost looked like a fly ball off the bat is what it was, but it kept carrying, and it gets just over the right field wall. Now, you don't think that kid is fired up right there?
Now Jared Jones back in the batter's box. Caught looking for a strikeout his first time up. Lays off the slider off the plate.
Curiel, 2 stolen bases on the year. LSU, while they are running more this year than what they ran last year, still not a big stolen base kind of team.
Bucknam has only thrown 1 first pitch strike tonight. He's on batter number 11.
A recipe for success for a pitcher is strike 1. I've always looked at pitching. It's not defense. I look at pitching as offense, right? Putting a hitter on the defense right away, attacking him, putting him down in the count. Because once you get ahead of a guy, then you can begin to expand the zone a little bit. But when you're in these kind of counts right here, 2-0 counts, you're putting yourself in a bad situation. Throw strike one and throw 2 of the first 3 pitches for strikes.
Sharply hit to third. Ditalo goes to second. They'll try to turn 2, and they can't. Jared Jones just does beat it out. They get the lead out. 2 outs in the inning now.
Well, Ditalo over at third base had a little bit of trouble getting the ball out of his glove on a transition from glove to throwing hand, and that was just enough time for Jared Jones to avoid a double play.
At the plate, the Tigers' second baseman,
Daniel Dickinson coming to the plates. Dickinson walked his first time up. Came in to score on the base hit from Ethan Fry.
That's a pretty good pitch right there. Not called a strike.
Dickinson laying down the bunt. Bucknam fields, throws, well done. Micah Bucknam with an excellent play off the mound to get the Patriots. But it was this shot from Stanfield that got the crowd on their feet.
Yeah, Chris Stanfield, a little backside bullet, and for the first time this year, Chris Stanfield will touch them all with his first long ball of the year.
Back at Alex Box Stadium, NCAA baseball regionals continue here. Dave Neal, Ben McDonald, and joining us down in that LSU dugout is their skipper, Jay Johnson. And Jay, obviously, good win last night to get things rolling. Talk to me about tonight, this matchup with DBU. Focus with your guys, and what was your message to them?
Yeah, I mean, we're trained for this. We've played great at home all year. Our fans are great. The enthusiasm in the ballpark's awesome, but you got to stay locked into your plan. The postseason what you need to do to win doesn't really change. It all comes down to executing your plan. And so staying in character and really doing that.
Jay, how about the growth of Kade Anderson? I mean, he was solid as a freshman last year, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't see this kind of stuff coming from him, but he's just blown up this year.
Yeah, I think it's attributed to a few things. The makeup is special. I mean, really special. He's a really good athlete. I tell people all the time, if I let him be a hitter, he'd be in the lineup as a position player. And he went to work on his body and got it in the right spot.
Well, listen, we'll let you get going.
All right,
thank you, buddy.
Guys.
Good luck.
Yeah, he's talked about that a lot with us, about how physically Kade wasn't maybe ready for it last year. But this year, when the season started, he was there mentally and physically.
It is such a jump from high school to big-time D1 baseball. You know, I mean, first of all, you're going to play a lot more games than you ever played in high school, right? And that's why you see some freshman position players start to sputter a little bit toward the end of the year because they're not used to playing 60 games a year. I mean, high school, you go play 25 or 30 games, play a little bit of summer ball, and it's over. But it's a lot of games in a short amount of time in college ball. It's an adjustment the first time you go through it.
Luke Hefner leading things off for DBU. Hit a home run last night, but this one's just a pop-up in the infield, and Dickinson making the catch there for out number 1. Good to see Luke back on the field. He's really been battling a back injury all year, but it seems like he's finally healthy, or as healthy as he has been since he was been hampered with that that issue.
Yeah, and if you've ever had back issues before, you know back issues, man, you can't do anything.
Michael Ditalo struck out his first time up to start this game off against Kade Anderson. And he'll look at ball 1. Ditalo has a hit in 17 of his last 18 games.
These two teams actually hooked up early in the year at Globe Life Field. LSU won that game back in February.
Talo has reached base 26 consecutive games. That is caught over there by Dickinson. 2 down. And now Nathan Humphreys. Nathan walked his first time up. He's reached base in 16 straight. Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year, first team All-Conference.
How about that necklace he's got on too, Dave? Now, remember the old rope chains
Yeah,
everybody wore
yeah.
many years ago? Guess what?
He's trying to single-handedly bring him back.
They're making a comeback.
He's trying that rope necklace.
You had one of those, didn't you?
No, I bought some for the boys though. Well, I've invested in that.
I had one. Guess what color mine was?
Let me guess, purple?
No. Camo, man.
Yeah,
Camo.
My bad. Ground ball out to Dickinson over to first. They might want to try the left side next inning. Hey, when we come back, we will talk to the veteran skipper of the DBU Patriots, Dan Hefter, on the other side. And welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Championship presented by Capital One. Alex Box Stadium sold out on a gorgeous night down on the bayou on the banks of the Mississippi. LSU with a 3-0 lead. Last inning, Chris Stanfield with a home run, his first of the year, as we move to the bottom of the third inning. Dave Neal, Ben McDonald, glad you can be with us. Dan Hefter, skipper of this DBU Patriot Club, joins us now. And good evening, Coach. And at least we're playing on time. That's a good start. But, hey, you guys are down 3-0. I know you got a veteran club. Can you get a vibe from your guys down in that dugout right now?
Yeah, I think they're fine. I mean, we got a good offense. We've come back a number of times this year. Obviously, Cade's a great pitcher, but I think we're doing a good job we've got some decent at-bats going. We got him in a decent spot from a pitch count standpoint. We need Micah to settle in, be himself here, and I think he's going to give us a good inning. And we got James Ellwanger behind him, so got to keep it close and start having some good at-bats.
Coach, speaking of Micah, missed a month with that oblique issue you talked about. 44 pitches his first time back. How many do you think he can give you tonight?
So the thing there was the arm's always been fine, and he was able to keep the arm going the whole time. So, if he settles in, he's able to go for a little while.
All right, buddy. Thanks for the time. We'll let you get back to work.
Thank you.
To the right side, ground ball fielded there nicely, and that'll be 1 down as Keaton Grady does his job. So I think that's the key. That settle down is the key for Butler.
Yeah. Well, first inning blues, gives up 2 in the first inning after collecting the first 2 outs. And it kind of got a little bit sideways, only walked Dickinson. Of course, he hit Jake Brown, and then the big 3-2 pitch came towards home plate. Ethan Fry just backside double down the line, scored 2. But since then, Chris Stanfield got him with a home run there in the second. He certainly has the stuff.
Ethan Fry to the plate now. Ethan doubled and picked up those 2 RBIs to get things rolling for LSU. Just slapped one right down the right field line. Fry's average now at .352, tops on this team. Oh, good fastball there, 94 miles an hour. Tries to run one in on Fry, and that misses the plate. 3-1, and again, falling behind. There's a strike.
How about that? Takes a little bit off. That little cutter right there. 3-1 count. Not wanting to give in and throw the fastball. Bucknam just spins a little cutter in there to get back into the count.
Fry of his last 12 games hitting .400. Ground ball out to short. Hefner. Boy. Oh. Krause can't pick it out of the dirt. And Fry will be safe at first.
Well, Hefner, the shortstop, got to this ball easy, did everything right, but the throw was just a little bit short. Watch Krause over at first base right here. Look at this. Squares the shoulder, does everything right, but it's a little bit short, and the ball is in the glove right there, but when he comes around, it just pops out.
That'll go down as an E6. Stephen Milam, after being hit on that right elbow, as you mentioned, would step to the batter's box the next time up wearing a pad, and that's exactly what has happened. It's Cambo. Did he get that from you?
I wish I had one of those, but I don't. No, he didn't get it from me, but I like the way he's thinking.
Sharply hit. Well, it seems to work. Milam with the base hit to the right side. Fry turns the corner. He will wind up at third.
Well, Monster Milam picks up his first base hit of the night. A little ground ball in the hole in between first and second. Ethan Fry easily goes first to third. LSU threatening again here in the bottom of the third.
For the Tigers, catcher Luis Hernandez.
Luis Hernandez grounded out to first base. Hernandez hitting 7th in this lineup. He squares up. Lays down the bunt, only play over to first. Maybe they can't make it work. Little offensive action by LSU results in everybody being safe, and a run comes home.
This is a different LSU team this year. You normally think about LSU, you think about all the home runs, right? In the last couple of years, 129 home runs they had average going into this year. But they're doing this a lot more this year. A little more hit and run, a little more bunting. Luis Hernandez lays down a perfect safety squeeze, and DBU cannot collect the out over at first base.
Now batting for LSU, third baseman Michael Braswell on the third.
So 4-0 LSU. First and second, only one out here in the bottom of the third inning. Michael Braswell struck out his first time against Micah Bucknam. That one's hit high in the air, shallow center field. Nathan Humphreys will make the catch. Everybody stays put. That'll be out number 2. Boy, when you get to this part of the season in the NCAA tournament, you just can't afford to give your opponent extra outs.
No, I mean, everybody's too good. They wouldn't be in this tournament if they weren't good. And you start giving extra opportunities but not making routine plays, more times than not, you're going to come in on the short end of the stick.
Here is Stanfield coming off his first home run of the season. Average up to 320. That one misses off the plate. Career best season for Stanfield, who transferred in from Auburn. Career best in average hits, runs, doubles, walks. And barrels another one out to left. Milam turns the corner. Here's the throw, not in time. Nobody's covering third, and everybody's safe. It is 5-0.
Well, how about Chris Stanfield out of the 9-hole for LSU tonight? First homer of the year in the second, and then watch this bullet right here. Just a line drive, shortstop. Heathner goes up, can't get to it. Left fielder Grant J comes up throwing. It is not in time at home plate, and there's nobody at third. So Luis Hernandez takes an extra 90. Well, Stanfield is having himself a night out of that 9-hole.
Five runs on 4 hits, helped by a couple of Dallas Baptist errors. Dan Heathner was saying to us that he just hoped Michael Bucknam was just going to settle down, and
well, his defense has not helped him a ton in this inning either.
It hasn't. So he has made the change. So we will step aside, come back to Baton Rouge, where LSU is up 5-0. Well, this huge crowd excited. LSU's off to a great start, 5-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. They put up 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 here in the third. 2 outs, and already Dallas Baptist having to go to the bullpen. They pull up a guy that has been a starter for the majority of the season, the sophomore right-hander out of Magnolia, Texas, James Ellwanger.
Yeah, 15 appearances, 14 of which have been starts. I tell you what, it is some big-time stuff. Buckle up here, folks. 3.81 ERA. How about that? 90 strikeouts in only 59 innings of work. Dave, the fastball is going to tick up to 98. It's an upper 90s fastball. It'll sit into the mid-90s. A little curveball, slider, and a changeup as well. Opponents hitting just 140 off the curveball. Now, from time to time, walks can be an issue for him. 36 walks in 59 innings of work. There's Micah Buckman. 2 2/3 for him, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Of course, he's responsible for the runners that are on first and third.
You can see the frustration in that young man's face. He really wanted to come back to a place he pitched at for a couple of years here at LSU and put on a show in front of these folks, and just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, that's a tough ask for him. And remember, he was a reliever his first 2 years at LSU. Made his way over to DBU this year. Became a starter for the first time.
That is shot first pitch. Curiel down the left field line. That'll get a run home. Everybody gets back to their bases as Luis Hernandez crosses the plate. It's 6-0, and that is RBI number 47 for Curiel.
That's what makes Derek Curiel so special right there. You pitch him away, he is going to use the backside of the field. For a true freshman, an unbelievable understanding of the strike zone and the ability to use the backside of the field. You pitch him in, he's fast enough to pull the ball as well. He just shoots the ball right past the diving third baseman, Satalo, and another run home for LSU.
Curiel 3 for 6 in this regional with 2 RBIs. He's already had 3 at-bats here in the first 3 innings. Jared Jones now on his 3rd plate appearance. Jared struck out looking, hit into a fielder's choice. Jared just doesn't look like the same Jared we saw in March and April, beginning of May at the plate. Just something seems off.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can see just watching from a distance is he started to expand the zone a little bit more.
Yeah, strikeouts are up.
I think early in the year, and you talked about his freshman year, there was a lot of swing and miss there, like it was for Dylan Cruz, like it is for a lot of freshmen that come into Power 4 type conferences. And he really cleaned it up last year, hit 28 home runs last year. And for the most part of the year this year, kind of the same thing, but starting to expand the zone a little bit. And look, that'll get any hitter in trouble.
He's behind 0-2. That one gets past Bergholt. Everybody will move up. So Stanfield will stand at third. Curiel goes to second. You know, I know this DBU offense is really, really good. But down 6-0 to Kade Anderson is a tough ask.
It is, and you wonder about bringing in Ellwanger, right? I mean, he's one of your weekend rotation guys. So now all of a sudden, if you don't come back and win this ball game, you burnt your 1, 2, and 3 starters on the weekend, and you got a long road to hoe if you in that losers bracket. Maybe there's a chance you keep Ellwanger in for an inning or two, see if you can start to make a little bit of noise, and if you can't, maybe you take him out and you save him.
Kade Anderson ready to get back out there. Did you stand up between innings?
Not very often, but a long inning like he's had right here, you want to kind of get up and move around a little bit. But look, you don't mind sitting or standing there when they're putting crooked numbers on the scoreboard. As a starting pitcher, you'll sit there and just sit there all day long if you need to. Just keep putting them on the scoreboard, boys. I think you sit for a while, then you start pacing a little bit, maybe throw the balls around a little bit.
Jones went 1 for 5 last night. He gets 5 hits for 200 in his career. Looking for another home run. That would give him 20 in back-to-back seasons. Hit 28 last year. And now it's full at 3-2.
One thing about Jared Jones, even when he slows down a little bit, he is a threat at the home plate because he can run into some balls. And when he runs into them, they tend to travel a long way. Believe it or not, that was the changeup from Ellwanger. His changeup, Dave, 91 miles an hour is what he's going to throw his changeup.
Barrett Jones fell behind 0-2.
How about that gas right there? 99 miles an hour. That's reaching back for a little extra right there. Remember when the average fastball used to be 86, 88 miles an hour at the big league level? Wasn't too long ago.
This has been some kind of big-time battle between Barrett Jones and Ellwanger. And Ellwanger wins it. LSU with another big inning. They put 3 on the board. They scored all 3 times. It's 6-0. Good look at Omaha, Nebraska, off in the distance there. Charles Schwab Field, where June 13th, 8 teams will convene to see who will win the 2025 national title. Now, this Baton Rouge regional is paired up with the Clemson regional, and West Virginia, 2 seed in that event, knocks down Clemson today, 9-6. So West Virginia heading to the regional final. Whoever gets there between Kentucky and Clemson will have to beat them twice.
Yeah, West Virginia's got a good team. There's a lot of folks that pick West Virginia to come out of that regional too.
How about Georgia going down at home?
Yeah, Georgia, that's a big upset.
Duke goes into that regional. Last year was NC State that tripped up Georgia in the Super. Now Duke in the regional trying to make things difficult for the homestanding Dogs.
Of course, if you missed it yesterday, we had 4 of our top 16 national seeds lose game 1 of their regionals.
What's the percentage of that, Ben?
Only got in 5 semesters at LSU, but last time I checked, that's 25%.
Attaboy.
See there?
It didn't change from last night.
That remedial math's paying off, baby.
0-2 on Grant J. Grant, the 3-hole hitter, struck out his first time against Kade Anderson and strikes out his second time against Kade Anderson.
And that was a really good changeup right there. And Kade Anderson's known for doing this, trying to save a pitch or two the second time through the lineup. Watch him take something off right here. Look where Luis Hernandez sets up. Right on the outside part, exactly where it's delivered. You can't throw a changeup any better than that.
Tom Poole, the designated hitter, struck out looking his first time up. 5 strikeouts tonight for Anderson. How about over that Oxford Regional, by the way? The top 2 seeds have gone down. Still alive, but they have each lost a game. Ole Miss. And now Georgia Tech gets taken down by Murray State. Murray State heading to the regional final. Who saw that one coming?
Georgia Tech. Danny Hall's last season, too, his last hurrah.
There's a strike, 2-2 to Poole. This LSU pitching staff, it's not just about Kade Anderson. He came into this regional top 10 in the nation in 3 major categories. Number 2 in strikeouts per 9 innings. That one's just past the diving Bear Jones and into right field. So the base knock for Tom Poole with 2 strikes.
No, you're right. It's not about just Anderson and Ianson, a 2-headed monster for LSU. It is the entire pitching staff. Matter of fact, you go back and look, this is the best team ERA LSU has had since 2017 was the last time they had a team ERA this good.
And their team ERA been on the season 3.65. That'll get you top 6 in the country.
Boy, they can strike you out too. Led the nation in strikeouts last year. Second in the nation this year in total strikeouts. Only behind Vanderbilt.
I think the other number that jumps out to me when you look at their staff is opponents only hit .221 against these guys. That one's down. It's 2-0 to Chayton Krause. Chayton walked his first time up.
I said it last night, and I'm going to say it again. When this guy steps in the box, he scares me. He just looks like he's going to put barrel on ball. Boy, he had a home run last night in the first inning.
Goodness.
I mean, he went up top shelf and turned one around. Nearly hit it plumb out of the ballpark.
Big swing there. 2-2, and that one catches Hernandez.
Well, this is the home run we were talking about last night. Ball elevated up in the zone. That bottom to top swing, he timed it up perfectly and all the way to the back row here at the box. That was his 15th long ball of the year, his 71st RBI.
Well, his last 10 just been on a mission at the plate, hitting over 400. Had a 15-game hit streak during the season. Career collegiate hitter with a .351 average.
That's getting it done. That is getting it done.
Fouls that one off the net. boy, just did get a piece of that one. Pitch count up to 62 for Kade Anderson. Well, I saw Kade earlier this year in a primetime game at Oklahoma. The conditions were not great. It was 40, 45 degrees, drizzling all night on the road in Oklahoma, and beat the Sooners 2-0 in a complete game, and was just, that's when I said, this guy is the real deal.
That was some old school stuff right there.
And a called strike 3 and another punch out for Kade Anderson.
And he just challenges Krause right here. 94-mile-an-hour hitter. Basically saying, hit it if you can. And he just dots an I right there in the outer third of the plate. Krause caught looking, and another strikeout for Anderson. Yeah, the night you're talking about, he threw 135 pitches, struck out 14, did Anderson that night. And the complete game shutout.
That was a special night, watching him on the mound. Of course, Oklahoma, Kyson Witherspoon.
Yeah, he's pretty good, too.
Yeah. He might be right behind Kade Anderson in the draft, or vice versa.
Yeah, easily vice versa. That's right. There's one projection out there. Jim Callis, MLB.com, has Kade Anderson going 3rd overall to the Mariners.
Ground ball right to Dickinson. He will come up firing, and LSU getting off the field. It's a 6-0 Tiger advantage. Well, it doesn't take long if you got some talent to get to the big leagues. They'll find you in a hurry. How about Paul Skeens? #1 overall pick on that national championship. His teammate Dylan Cruz, #2 in that same draft. Ryan Johnson. These guys go right from college. Very short trip to the show. Not quite as quick as my man Ben McDonald, but pretty doggone quick.
Yeah, I tell you what. Well, you're talking about elite talents, all 3 of those guys. Of course, you talk about Paul Skeens and you talk about Dylan Cruz. You're talking about guys who went 1 and 2 in the draft that year. It's never happened in the history of college baseball. You had the 1st and 2nd pick in the draft on the same team. But those are generational type players is what they are. They don't come along very often.
Daniel Dickinson leads things off. How long did, how many games in the minor leagues did you, before you got to call up?
I signed on August the 19th, and I was in the big leagues September 1st. So about 10 days later. Made 2 starts in the minor leagues.
Yeah. Did you even say hello to anybody?
Not really, because back in those days, rookies were not allowed to really speak to anyone.
Right.
If you tried to talk, they just said, "Shut up, rookie." It's a little different today. But that dude right there is going to be in the big leagues. And it ain't going to take him long to get there.
So were you already, did they tell you that you were going to be up that quick and they just wanted to get you some innings or something?
Yeah, obviously I had thrown a lot of innings at LSU.
Yeah.
And so when the Orioles drafted me way back in June, they said, listen, don't touch a baseball. We want your arm to calm down, your body to calm down. Because I'd thrown 352 innings over the course of like 16 months.
Whew.
And so
Dickinson strikes out.
Yeah, and so the idea, and look, I wasn't ready to be there because I just started playing catch about 3 or 4 weeks before that, just trying to crank back up again. And so that's why I was in the bullpen. And the Orioles were in the pennant race then. I mean, in '89, that was the why not year where they went from last place the year before to going down to the last weekend against the Blue Jays in late September.
So you knew, though, like
I knew I was going up.
Yeah.
I knew I was going up. I knew I'd be in a relief role. And I was just in a mop-up role. You know, just came in some games we were way up or way behind, just kind of get my feet wet. And that was the idea, not to really make a difference that year, but just kind of get your feet wet for the next year when you knew you were going to be in the rotation.
Kind of the Kade Anderson story here at LSU, right?
That's right.
Got his feet wet. Now he's lighting up, folks. Here's Jake Brown. Jake was hit by a pitch. Grounded out to second. His last at bat, swings and misses here. 2-1 the count. James Ellwanger in relief of Micah Bucknam. '98, way up and away. You said it, Ben. This guy has fantastic stuff. I mean, it is elite level.
Yeah, the stuff is there. The only question mark with Ellwanger is, he's got to zero that scope in a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, he can get sideways on him a little bit. When he's in the zone, he can have a lot of end zone success because the stuff is so good. We've seen the fastball up to 99 tonight. Got a couple good breaking balls to go with it. He's feeling it right now. So he was a 19th round pick out of high school. Chose the college route instead.
The 3-2. Fouled off, will do it again. Boy, just a huge crowd here tonight. And look, last night we had over 10,000 in here despite a 5.5-hour delay.
Right. They had plenty of time to pregame out in the parking lot.
Yes, they did. And some of those folks stayed around till 1:30 in the morning with us last night. Swing and a miss. Boy, Ellwanger looking sharp. Hey, look who's there. Look who's here watching this one.
How about Andy Pettit in the house here in Baton Rouge?
His son got some work last night.
Yeah, Luke Pettit. Luke Pettit looked really good last night. Picked up his second save of the year.
Don't forget Sunday Night Baseball has the Dodgers and the Yankees. How about Aaron Judge and Shohei last night? Both hitting a home run in the first inning. That'll be coming your way 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN.
A lot of people don't know this, but Andy Pettit was born right here.
That's right.
In Baton Rouge. Moved away when he was very, very young, but born right here in Red Stick.
Boy, sharp breaking ball just stays inside. Andy looks like he can still pitch now.
Yeah.
We saw him last night. His son Luke was really sharp last night too, by the way. He's been a little banged up, but he is working his way back in and was fantastic.
Andy Pettit was as nervous as I've ever seen him last night.
He was.
What? You know, when you're watching your kid play, man, you are not in control of anything. It's different when you're a player because you're kind of controlling the situation. But when you're watching your kids play, well, I like Ellwanger, man. He just takes it and says, here's my best stuff. Just see if you can hit it.
Ethan Fry doubled with 2 RBIs in the first, reached on an error and scored his last time up, and swings and misses. And yeah, Ellwanger is something now.
Come on now. Punches out the side. That last one, 99. It's a smoke show right now from Ellwanger. Watch him rear back right here. See if you can hit it. That ball was in the glove when Fry strung at it. Well, Kade Anderson kind of doing what Kade Anderson has done all year long. 4 innings of work, 2 hits so far, not allowed a run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts on 66 pitches.
He is really, after shaky by Hint standards, first inning, threw quite a few pitches, had a walk in there, but has really locked in.
Yeah, he seems to have them all going right now. Broke out the changeup for the first time last inning.
Here's Ben Tryon. First pitch he sees, lifts it out to left. Curiel is there to make the catch, 1 down. You know, really, Jay Johnson goes out there in the second inning, has a little quick chat with Kade Anderson, and since then it has been lights out.
Yeah, just calmed him down a little bit. You talk about growth. You go back to his freshman year last year. A solid ERA, 3.99, but walked 20 in 38 and a third. He's got 26 walks this year now in about 95 innings of work. And look, when you talk about projection, you start to project guys, you want to see growth year to year. That's what bumps you up draft boards. And I wrote it down for Kade Anderson. I mean, when the season began, he was projected as a 27th best college prospect out there. When you factor in the high school kids get drafted, I would put him safely mid to late second round. But the performance, the velocity ticked up, the command got a lot better. Didn't go play summer ball last summer. Stayed here at LSU, really worked his tail off in the weight room, put on some weight, got stronger. Velo ticked up. We talked about the new pitch, the slider.
I tell you what, everything he throws has a chance to strike you out.
Well, this is the changeup, the circle change. And again, look where the glove is. Look where Hernandez sets up, and look where he delivered the ball. And that's a little bit of a smile, like, that's right. That's a changeup, he says. But what made that pitch work was a fastball on the outside part of the plate to set it up, and it comes out of the same window. It's about 12 miles an hour slower, and it's working down and away from the hitter.
Here's Luke Heavner, first pitch he sees, bounces one back up the middle. Hey, ESPN is the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals. For around-the-clock multi-game coverage, scan the QR code below. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. That's where you want to go, man. We are just dancing around the country with all these regionals, showing you the best of every game. Six nothing LSU out in front. Elwanger finally quieted this LSU crowd with a 1-2-3 inning with 3 straight strikeouts in the last frame. Other than that, his place was hopping with the success. Winner of this game moves to the regional final tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Loser will play at 3 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow in an elimination game. Little Rock took down Rhode Island earlier today, sent the Rams back home. Little Rock, the first ever NCAA tournament win, came in with a RPI of about 243, I believe, which was clearly the lowest in this tournament after winning the Ohio Valley Conference. But yet here they are, still playing some baseball on a Sunday.
And if you hadn't been following Little Rock, all they did to end the year, they lost 13 of their final 14 games, found their way into the OVC Conference tournament, and all they do is win 5 games in 4 days to get to a regional. Baseball is a funny game.
And then put up 22 runs today. 1-2 the count on Michael DiTallo. That one runs inside. DiTallo just does get out of the way. DiTallo, .347 career hitter. Swing and a miss, inning is over. And yet another strikeout for Kade Anderson. Give him 8 on the night.
Not only is it high velocity, it is accurate too. Look where the catcher Luis Hernandez is, right off the outside edge, exactly where it's delivered. Boy, Kade Anderson on point tonight for the Tigers.
A really big day for the Little Rock Trojans, their first NCAA tournament win. Program history earlier today. It was a 7 RBI day for Angel Cano as well. And they moved on 22-10 the final score. They will play the loser of this one at 3 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow, and the winner moves to the regional final. That's 9 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow night. Stephen Milam slaps this one to left to start the bottom of the 5th inning.
I guess that elbow's not very sore. After he got hit on the elbow his first at bat, back-to-back singles. He may not ever take that camo elbow guard off now.
That will take us to Luis Hernandez. Not too often you see catchers laying down bunts for a base hit.
They see him do it again right here.
He's like, Coach, man, I'm all about bunting if you need me, but can I just swing at one, please?
Like, Coach, look, I was at Indiana State last year, and I hit 23 long ones.
Right.
I don't bunt.
Picked up an RBI with his bunt, though. Just one more thing opponents need to prepare for when they play LSU, right?
Yeah. And we talked about this earlier. I mean, LSU's kind of done it a little bit differently than in years past. You always think LSU, you think gorilla ball, you think long ball. And they've hit their share of them over the years. But this team plays it a little bit differently from time to time. The strength of this team is definitely in their run prevention, their defense, and their pitching staff.
Fouls that one straight back. 2-2 the count. Anthony Ianson last night got the start for LSU and was absolutely fantastic.
There's Ianson.
He went 7 2/3, 5 hits, 7 Ks. Ooh, Hernandez is hit right in the shoulder blade
at 97.
That's a real deal there now.
That's a whole lot of bling right there.
You said it last night. I think it's so appropriate. Yeah, Kade Anderson may be the lead dog of this rotation, but Anderson may be 1A, but this is 1B. This guy would be a starter, with the exception of a couple of guys in the Southeastern Conference.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be their Friday night main guy.
On 95% of the teams out there, he'd be their Friday night guy. I mean, when the regionals began yesterday, Anderson was #1 in the country in strikeouts. Ianson was #4 in the country.
How about in the SEC tournament? They piggybacked off each other.
Yeah,
6 innings for Anderson, 3 for Ianson.
Good
That's
luck.
fair. Yeah.
If you stand in the batter's box, good luck.
Braswell lays down the bunt. Fielded cleanly there by DeTalo. So again, a little small ball from Jay Johnson and company. Runners at second and third, and that's the first out of the inning.
Well, Jay Johnson told us a couple days ago, you can't take the West Coast out of me. I mean, it's still West Coast right there. Boy, Chris Stanfield has had himself a day. Out of that 9-hole, got his first homer of the year, and then followed that up with an RBI single. So 2 for 2, a homer, a single, a couple of RBIs.
Average up to 324 now. Starts him off slider and away, and Stanfield chasing that one.
And I'm a little bit surprised here that DBU is not bringing the entire infield in. Kade Anderson's throwing the ball well. You got a good bullpen. You're down 6-0. It feels like you can't really afford to give up a whole lot more. Because where the middle infielders are right now, all Stanfield's got to do is hit a bouncing ball to either the second baseman or third baseman. It's going to plate another run for LSU.
2-1. There it is, the ground ball to short. That will get a run home. And it's now 7-0.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised about this, because if the infield's in right there, you cut the run off at home plate. Now LSU adds on, now up 7-0.
Playing the Tigers, left fielder, Derek Curry.
So Hernandez at third. 2 down for Derek Curiel. Ground out a walk and a single with an RBI his last time up. The 4th plate appearance. We're in the 5th inning for Curiel. 341 on this season. Curiel, SEC all-freshman team, also on the second team all-SEC, joining teammates Jared Jones, Daniel Dickinson, Anthony Ianson. Kade Anderson and Zach Cowan, 2 pitchers on the first team all-SEC. DBU has 5 players on the all-conference USA team, most of anybody in that league. A lot of talent on this field right now.
Yes.
Just to get me over 96.
Took a little off. 3-0 count, take a little off, throw a strike. You know, not only is it high velocity, Dave, but it's got some movement to it, too. You look at Elwanger's fastball, it's not just perfectly straight. It's got a little hop to it, a little bit of left to right to it.
There's the 3-2. Fouled back, we'll do it again. These 2 teams met earlier this year in Arlington. LSU won the single game they played early in the season back in February, 7-3. There's a walk to Curiel.
Yeah, it was a midweek kind of game, so neither one of the, nobody's weekend rotation guys through. Now, DBU did see LSU's best 2 relievers. They told Cowan that you talked about. They saw him for a couple innings, and of course they saw Evans, the freshman closer, for LSU as well.
A lot of stretching going on, a lot of tools down there.
Man, whatever happened to a ball in the glove and a catcher's mitt? We got PVC piping, we got bands.
We'll get to the throwing and the catching, but we got to do this first. Look, I got one in my house right now. I mean, we got more junk, but that's what they do.
Looks like one of them aerobics classes, everybody's kind of lined up doing all kind of stuff.
Right, the bullpen's turned into a gym. Those outdoor gyms like the one in Venice Beach. Yeah. 7-0 LSU. Jared Jones. First pitch he sees to the left side. Gobbled up there by DeTalo across the diamond, and the inning is over. But LSU picks up another one. It's now 7-0 through 5. Just an absolutely gorgeous night here in Baton Rouge. Looking at Ben's, as he says, the new bridge.
That is the new bridge. It's just not that new, but it's still the new bridge.
50 years old or something like that over the Mississippi. But nonetheless, it's a gorgeous night to play some ball, and LSU has enjoyed every bit of it to this point. 7 runs. They knocked Micah Bucknam out of the game after 2 2/3. Kade Anderson, after I don't want to say shaky, but it wasn't a Kade Anderson-like first inning, maybe first and a third inning of work, has settled down and looked like Kade Anderson.
Yeah. He's kind of figured it out. Maybe a little bit amped up, and that's normal. I mean, both these starting pitchers a little bit of trouble in the first.
Nathan Humphreys trying to lay down a bunt. Didn't work. Strike 1. By the way, Kade Anderson, Liam Doyle worked for Tennessee in their regional and took an 8 strikeout advantage over Kade Anderson for the lead nationally. So Kade needed 8 tonight to tie Liam back for that top spot, and that's where he sits right now with 8 punchouts. You were telling me earlier about the average length of a start for a big leaguer now.
Yeah. 5 1/3.
Yeah.
That's the average length for a starting pitcher in the big leagues right now. That's what they're giving you. 5 1/3.
Here's the 1-2. And make it another strikeout. And he just took over the national lead in strikeouts with his 9th of the game. And I ask you that, Ben, because I'm curious if guys look at pitchers and say, this guy's a 5-inning guy, we'll make him a starter. Like they're looking at Kade Anderson. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like how much does that factor in that we only need 5 innings out of our guy, maybe 6?
Well, I think that's why he shut up the draft board. I love Liam Doyle. Liam Doyle's got some elite stuff with the fastball, but to be a starting pitcher in pro ball, you got to be able to fill up the zone a little bit more, and Liam Doyle kind of lives out of the zone, like up above. And when you start climbing the ladders in the minor leagues and you get to the big leagues, guys don't chase balls above the zone as much as they do in the college game. And I think that's why most people have Liam Doyle as a reliever. Now, if he sews up the mechanics a little bit and gets a little more consistent, obviously he could be a starter. But when you start looking at guys right now and projecting, and I think that's why Anderson has climbed up the draft board so fast, there's not a whole lot of guys in the college game that actually project out as starting pitchers at the next level. Kade Anderson's one of them because he has 5 pitches, he fills up the strike zone, it's above average stuff. And what they really like about Anderson, he is just a sophomore, a draftable sophomore, so there's still room for growth with him.
Here's the 1-2 on Grant J. It smokes it foul.
And of course, all the intangibles, you talk about the mindset. Jay Johnson talked about his heartbeat. He's got a slow heartbeat. He's very calm on the mound. You can't really tell. Never gets very emotional at all. And all of those things scouts look at.
That one's off the mark.
And let's not forget maybe the most important thing. He's left-handed.
Yes.
That even helps as well.
Grant J at the plate. Led the Conference USA with 21 homers last year. This one's high in the air. Out to right. And Brown is there to make the catch. Boy, it almost looked like he had trouble seeing that one for a moment, but got underneath it. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Can the Tigers pick up number 8? Got number 7 back in 2023. Palmineri won one back in 2009.
Yeah, we got the legend himself in the house tonight, Skip Bertman. We saw him earlier. Who's first 5? There's Skip Bertman.
Out to short, and Milam does his job, and everybody in purple jogging off the field. Skip Bertman has to be enjoying tonight. Built this program.
Tommy White, one of the best hitters in the country. Tommy takes, walks it off, and the LSU Tigers will face the Gators in the finals. Top of the 11th, game 1. Beloso, big-time home run. The Tigers win game 1. The LSU offense has just been hitting on all cylinders. There it is. The Tigers are champions.
Man, was that some kind of team. I mean, you went from top to bottom. That team was loaded.
Yeah. Had a lot of veteran players. Gavin Dugas was one of those guys, been around a long time, 5th-year senior. You had the uber talent of Paul Schemes, Dylan Cruz in there, Alex Milazzo, Trey Morgan. By the way, Trey Morgan is climbing fast in the minor leagues, up to AAA now.
Tommy White.
Tommy Tanks was pretty good. He drove in over 100 that year. Yeah. How you drive in 100+ runs in a 65-game schedule?
Guys in front of you better be good. Get on base. Dickinson behind 1 and 2 to Elwanger. That one's off the end of the bat. Gobbled up there by the second baseman, Keaton Grady. And we talked about it. These are 2 crisp defenses, both fielding at .982, top 10 in the country.
Yeah, Keaton Grady's like a little water bug out there. Man, he can go. He is fast. Watch his feet move right here. There's probably a lot of English on it. I mean, his cap right off the end of the bat. He is type A going to get it. See how he circled that ball just enough to get a little bit of momentum going over to first base. Makes a strong throw across the diamond.
Jake Brown now. First pitch he sees, pops it up. Shallow left center, and Grant Jay will make the catch. 2 down. Women's College World Series going on right now. And Texas took down Oklahoma 4-2. Tennessee and UCLA in an elimination game. And Oregon and Oklahoma. Sunday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Steelers come in as a 2 seed. They have just dominated that sport.
Yes, they have.
Quick timeout taken by Jay Johnson.
Two quick outs, so he's a little bit of an offensive timeout. Give Kade Anderson a chance to sit there maybe another minute or two.
Ethan Fry 1 for 3 with that 2 RBI double back in the first inning that got the party started here at the box.
Yeah, that was a beautiful swing by a power bat right there. 3-ball, 2-strike count, not trying to do too much.
Two and 1 the count. Boy, that one just misses. 3 and 1. Well, I love Elwinger's at it. He's not out there making friends now.
No. You talk about locked in.
Boy, another good take. Slider off the plate.
Well, that's the difference, right, in being ahead in the count or being behind the count. If it's a 2-strike count right there, Fry probably offers it that ball, but it was a 3-1 count, so he shrunk the strike zone down looking for a pitch well over the center part of the plate, and he laid off of it for a walk.
And Stephen Milam coming to the plate. Milam had really been struggling coming into this regional. Just .237 in his 11 prior games, but here in the regional has kind of found it. In 6 of his 7 plate appearances, he has 3 hit, a couple of walks, and a hit by pitch. Pretty active first 2 games. Part of the reason they've shored up their defense is his move to shortstop. Dickinson handling second base, and Braswell over at third base. All 3 shortstops in the infield.
And look, combined, those 3, 9 errors on the entire season. 9. 3 apiece. And that's why LSU's fielding percentage is where it is, and it's the highest in school history.
Monster Milam looking at a 3-0 count. That's 4-pitch walk, and now they're first and second with 2 down. Same kind of situation happened in the first inning, and LSU took advantage of it. Bucknam got the first 2 outs, and the next 2 guys got on base. be a walk and a hit by a pitch, and that's when Ethan Fry doubled down the right field line and both runs scored. Avery Duncan trying to get ready in a hurry.
Freshman.
Boy, and all of a sudden, Ellwanger's just lost the zone. LSU been good with 2 outs tonight.
Been good with 2 out and good with runners in scoring position. 3 for 8 runners in scoring position. Last night LSU scored 7 runs, but they weren't great runners in scoring position. They were a lot of chances, 4 for 15 last night.
Wow. That one's off the plate. 2-1 to Hernandez.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Ellwanger not quite as sharp. We said if there was a knock on Ellwanger, it wasn't about the stuff. It was the fact that he could spray it every now and then.
That one's fouled out of play. Ten of his last 13 pitches have missed the zone. That one down the line and left. It'll be a foul ball. Fry's at second, Milam's at first. The 2-2 with 2 down.
Pretty good breaking ball right there. A good pitch, but a better take. 2 out, 3-2 count. Runners will be moving.
Shot to the right side. Runners going on the 3-2 count. That'll get a run home as Fry steps on the plate. Milam goes to third, and it's 8-0 LSU.
Speaking of a guy that's starting to heat up for LSU, Luis Hernandez. And I tell you what, that was a really good at bat. 3-2 count. Looked like a little cutter working on the outside part of the plate. And again, another LSU hitter not trying to do too much, just trying to put barrel on ball. Watch this swing. Short and right directly to the ball. An RBI single. Another run home for LSU, now up 8-0 in this one.
Michael Braswell, the third. 0 for 2. Runner goes. Throw down to second. They're going to try to sneak the run home. And it works. They pulled it off. Milam scores. And it's 9-0.
Boy, everything going right for LSU tonight. First and third, Little fake steal right here. Hernandez is going to second, but he's going to read the throw. The throw comes down, he's going to stop, and the idea is to stay in the run down till the runner scores. He does. But then there's a little breakdown right there at second base, and not only does the runner score, he makes his way to second base as well.
I haven't seen that work in a while. Braswell check swing. That's a strike, 2-1.
It has not been DBU's best day on defense. 2 errors on the scoreboard, and we're talking about a team coming in fielding .982, but they've had a couple of mental errors as well.
High in the air, out to right. Tryon coming in, and he will make the catch, and the inning is over. But again, LSU has scored in 5 of 6 innings played. Their lead is 9-0. Hey, it's time to take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance.
Well, who else could it be other than the left-hander, Kade Anderson? We talked about the ability to strike guys out in all the pitches that he's had. The changeup's been good. The fastball command has been outstanding. He's used his curveball and that slider of his to the tune of 6 shutout innings, 3 hits, not allowed a run yet, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Those 9 strikeouts has put him back in front and now leads the entire country in strikeouts. 91 pitches. Likely to be his very last inning.
We go to the 7th inning in a 9-0 game. There is no chance I thought this would be 9-0 in the 7th.
DBU's been playing too good, and they are too talented, but it has not been their night.
Chayton Krause, big swing and a miss. Chayton 0 for 1, strikeout and a walk. Hits this one a mile in the air. Gurriel will camp out underneath it and make the catch. 1 down.
Now batting second baseman,
Keaton Grady, the second baseman. Keaton 1 for 2. He's averaging .359 now. Boy, just a bunch of swing and misses tonight.
Yeah, Anderson can do that to you. And maybe he wasn't quite as sharp. You talked about that first inning. Not uncommon not to be sharp in the first inning for a starting pitcher. That pitch right there as of late, I'm telling you, he is throwing more changeups tonight than he has. He established fastball early. He established fastball in early. And now he's kind of going to that changeup.
14 swing and misses tonight.
And he'll slow that bat down a couple of times, and he'll just get it right by you. Kade Anderson out of Madisonville, Louisiana, St. Paul's High School.
And another strikeout. Give him 10.
To me, what the best sequence in baseball for a pitcher is slow, slow, fast. If you can slow the bat down twice, and it could be a combination of curveball, changeup, back-to-back changeups, back-to-back curveballs. But when you slow the bat down twice, you just start to upset the hitter's timing. And he slowed it down 2 times in a row. That was the second slow down pitch. Changeup down the way. See him shake his head right where I wanted. And after back-to-back slow pitches, he takes 95 and gets it right by you.
Ben Tryon looks at ball 1. And looks at strike 1. Boy, Kade really gets to that far side of that rubber, too, the first base side of that rubber.
Look at 67% strikes.
Did you move around the rubber a lot?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, there were certain games, like if I was having trouble getting the ball down and away to a righty, I may slide a little bit toward the first base side of the rubber. I mean, it's hard to kind of fix your mechanics sometimes, so the quick fix is just kind of move on the rubber a little bit.
Well, that ball smoked right back up the middle by Tryon. The 4th hit of the game for DBU. A 2-out base knock.
This is a nice move to the ball here, lefty on lefty. The key for a left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher, you got to stay in there, right?
Yeah.
You got to be committed and stay in there. You start to bail a little bit toward that first base dugout, you're going to get out. You're going to run out of bat is what you're going to do.
Nate Yeski out of that dugout, pitch 102. Just completed by Kade Anderson, and we'll see how much rope they give him.
LSU's got a little action in their bullpen right now. Looks like the freshman William Schmidt starting to heat up.
So that meeting is over, and Adam Bergholtz, who was 0 for 2 coming to the plate. What Kade Anderson has done tonight against this offense, he's already impressive, but it makes it even more impressive.
Yeah.
Talked to Dan Hefner earlier in the game, and that's what he said when it was 5-0. He's like, you know, yeah, it's going to be an uphill climb, but we've got the offense that can do this.
And they have a lot this year. It has just not happened tonight for them. But look, in the history of the game, good pitching has always beat good hitting. And that's why pitching to this day is still the most important thing in the game.
It's 1-2 on Bergholtz.
You see that velocity? I mean, 105 pitches in, still pegging 95.
How about 96
Are you
on
kidding
pitch
me?
106?
11 strikeouts on the day. Dad is fired up there, high-fiving in the stands. Kade Anderson, how about a little bit of extra for you right here, folks? That went 95 down and away, and oh, by the way, I can step on 96 too. Kade Anderson's fired up his 11th punch out of the night.
Well, 6 of the 16 top 16 seeds have lost one or more games. Oregon's lost 2, so they're done. They were 2-2 hosting a regional. Georgia loses today. Oregon State lost yesterday. Ole Miss lost yesterday. Clemson loses today. Southern Miss lost yesterday. It has been a wacky ride for some of these clubs. What's crazy, I think the Oxford Regional is one that's kind of, you got Murray State in the regional final waiting for the elimination game winner between Georgia Tech and Ole Miss. And then whoever wins that's got to beat Murray State twice.
If you had that on your bingo card, head to Vegas right now.
Here's Chris Stanfield to lead things off. Vanderbilt, the #1 overall seed, and a rally yesterday Got a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th inning to propel them to victory. But luckily, Tennessee was the #1 seed last year and kind of got rid of that black cat for #1 seeds. This one's popped up, and that'll be a souvenir. But Miami was the only team the first year that this format with the Super Regionals.
That's right, back in '99.
They were the #1 seed. They won it all that year. But since then, nobody had done it until Tennessee last year as a #1 seed. Ground ball, base hit. That was just right there in no man's land for DBU.
Yeah. And the way Stanfield runs, even if you come up with that, you are not throwing it out. And boy, he is shining tonight for the Tigers in that 9-hole. Homered his first at bat, RBI single in his second, an RBI ground out in his third at bat, and now a single. So a big night for Chris Stanfield out of that 9-hole for LSU.
Stanfield's now hitting .326. He has raised his average 10 points tonight. And flips it over to Derek Curiel. Hits that one high in the air out to right. Ben Tryon, a few steps in. He will make the catch. Talking about all those games a moment ago. You can catch all the action up to date. They'll swing you around from side to side on squeeze play.
That guy's watching it right now.
Either that or he had Murray State in the regional final and is looking at his bank account. Either way, he wins.
Seems like every time we put somebody on TV, something weird happens. You know what I mean?
Can't make it up. Cannot make it up.
Why can't you just be eating popcorn or something? You know, what's it always got to be? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
By the way, Dallas Baptist making a change at shortstop. Got Graybeck in there right now, taking over for Luke Hefner. Graybeck was playing short while Hefner was out. A 1-1 to Jared Jones. Jared could use a base hit. He is today a strikeout, hit into a fielder's choice, a strikeout, and a ground out.
Yeah, 1 for 5 last night for Jared Jones. Looking for his first base hit tonight.
Boy, he hit the magical, if you're an LSU fan, walk-off home run at 1:17 a.m. against Tennessee on a Friday night. They're going to say strikeout, and Jones will head back to the dugout. And LSU that this season 2 walk-off wins on the opening game of a 3-game series at 1:17 a.m.
Yeah, what's the chance of that? Best team in baseball at 1:17 in the morning.
They beat Tennessee 1 game.
That's right.
And then they beat Arkansas 2 weeks later.
On a walk-off strikeout. Remember that?
That one gets past the catcher, Bergholt, who can't see it. Everybody was thinking just for a moment Stanfield might keep coming. Two outs in the inning. 85th pitch for Ellwanger out of that bullpen. Dickinson last night back-to-back ABs with home runs. He's looking for his first hit tonight. Ground out. Strike out and a ground out. Valked back, scored back in the first. The 2-1. Ooh, that one caught him. We'll shake it off and head down to first. So the question becomes, what will Dallas Baptist do if they're forced to play that elimination game tomorrow in terms of what will they roll out there, because they've used their 3 main starters here in the first 2 games.
You're going to start digging deep. You're going to get into your midweek starters is what you're going to have to do. But, of course, that's where everybody's going to be in the loser bracket. I mean, you're pretty much burnt. You're 2 and 3 guys, so you're starting to get, and that's why you know, the midweek games a lot of times are for development, right? Developing starters for next year, developing guys for these types of situations where you get in the tournament, you get in the losers bracket, you got to have some starters. Yeah, because if this score holds up, that means DBU, of course, got to win 3 in a row to be able to advance. So, yeah, you better be deep.
Jake Brown ahead to count 2-0. One thing we do know about Dan Hefner, 13 of the last 14 regionals he's taken the Patriots there, including 11 in a row. One of 5 teams that have been to at least 11 in a row in Division I baseball.
And the only mid-major to do it.
Oh, heads up. Nice footwork over there by Greg Harmon, a first base umpire. Used to play a little soccer back in the day.
I can see it.
Shot down the line and left. And out of play. Boy, Jake has basically I don't want to say every day, but a regular out in right field in this lineup as the second half of the season has unfolded. Ground ball to the right side. They'll go to second and get the out there, and the inning is over. We have played 7 here in Baton Rouge, and the Tigers lead the Patriots 9-0. Gorgeous night here on the Bayou. LSU leading Dallas Baptist 9-0. Just 4 hits for the Patriots. A team hitting .305 on the season. And quieted tonight. They'll have a new arm to face. DJ Primo getting the baseball as Kade Anderson's night is done.
There's DJ Primo. Pitched last night in game 1 of this regional. For the Tigers, only worked a third of an inning, collected that out. Local product right here in Baton Rouge Central High School, making his 22nd appearance of the year. 13 in the third, he's worked. 13 strikeouts, 6 walks for the left-hander.
There are so many arms to choose from down in that LSU bullpen. So many electric type of arms.
Well, we talked to Jay Johnson early in the year. You know, he said this roster construction was built on run prevention. It was built on defense, and it was built on pitching. He said, I thought my offense would be solid, a little bit above average, and it has been. But the strength of this team, and we talked about that in the open yesterday. So LSU, and look, all they've done at this point is not allowed a run in 2 regional games so far and not made an error. They've been clean on defense. So the strength of their team has showed up. Now, the offense has ticked up. 7 runs last night, 9 so far tonight.
Cody Graybeck came in to play some shortstop last half inning. Gets his first at bat tonight as he hits for Luke Hefner. Hope Luke is all right. This is just a late game substitution to get Cody some work. Luke had been battling that back injury. A senior transfer in his second year at Dallas Baptist. Started at Baylor, to Midland College, out of Midland, Texas.
Midland. What was that movie with Booby Miles?
Oh,
Friday Night Lights?
Yeah. Speaking of football, how about tomorrow? The final weekend of the UFL season rolls on with San Antonio hosting Arlington. That'll be coming your way noon Eastern on ABC and ESPN Plus. And the fact that we are rolling into June right now makes me think about the fall.
Be here before you know it. I can't believe tomorrow's June 1st.
LSU. Looks like they're going to have a pretty talented football team next year.
Yeah.
But you know what?
That's what they say on paper. We'll see.
I know.
You got to do it on the field,
could be
though.
better from one year to the next, but the league's so good. How do you really know? You could finish in the same spot and be better.
That's right. You don't know until you know.
Fouled straight back off the bat of Michael DiTallo.
There's Tiger Stadium.
I understand there's some plans for a new basketball arena, multi-purpose arena.
That's what I'm hearing.
Here in Baton Rouge. Foul back. Do it again. Well, listen, I know Pete Maravich Assembly Center, the PMAC, fond in your hearts where you played some of your basketball.
That's right.
You know, some legendary moments, players, games, all that stuff. But I'll be honest with you, they're due for a new arena.
Well, Kim Mulkey coming over here winning national championship now. And that'll get the ball rolling a little
Yeah,
bit.
it will. That'll help things get started. That'll get people's attention.
That's right.
Two just off the plate. Now it's run full 3-2. Boy, Primo doesn't throw a strike here. Jay Johnson may see some steam coming out of his ears. Foul back, do it again. You were telling me earlier today, got a 9-0 lead. You were pitching in Baltimore and you had a big lead. Everybody just said, hey man, just throw us some strikes.
Look, just go out there and throw strikes. Oh, I did all right. Didn't walk a batter. Gave up a 5 spot in the shower 30 minutes later. Game plan doesn't change.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you get in that situation, the only thing you do is maybe you challenge over the heart of the plate a little bit more when you get behind in the count. But you still got to go out and pitch. Make your pitches. It is not as simple as, hey, man, just go throw strikes.
Boy, 2 walks to start this frame.
Yeah, and I have a feeling Jay Johnson's going to be out of the dugout pretty quick.
Yeah, he's on the walkie-talkie right now. Talking to Nate Yeski. Schmidt and Williams ready to go if needed.
Both of them true freshmen. Now Myers is going to join them as well.
Now batting for the Patriots, center fielder Nathan Humphries.
Jay Johnson pacing down in that dugout. It's like, are you kidding me? And then airmails that one over the helmet of Nathan Humphries. Humphries 0 for 2 with a walk.
Yeah, the way head coach Dan Hefner sets up his lineup, it is hard to grab the platoon advantage off of him because it is right, left, right, switch, left, right. So it's not like you can bring a righty in to face 3 righties in a row or a lefty in to come in and face 2 out of 3. He doesn't set it up that way, and that's why it makes it difficult with this lineup.
Well, and you also get to these guys who can do some damage with Humphreys and Grant Jay and Tom Poole. Humphreys with 17 homers and 67 runs batted in this year. Looking at a 2-1 count, now even 2-2. Chopper. Going to be a tough play. Dickinson, does he get the tag? Oh, but they get the force out. Well done, Dickinson. Boy, didn't panic when he missed the tag and still got the out at second base.
Yeah, because I thought he tagged him right here, but he could tell that he didn't. Watch this. Oh, he just missed it just to make sure he goes right back to second base.
So the first out of the inning, but runners at the corners now.
How about for the Patriots, left fielder Grant Jay.
I think Dickinson might be the first college baseball player I've seen play with an earring in. A dangling piece of jewelry.
I told you he hit 2 home runs last night.
So it ain't coming out.
It ain't coming out now.
Primo's coming out. Jay Johnson made his way to the mound and wastes little time. So here in the top of the 8th inning, another change for LSU. They lead by 9. Back in a moment. Well, Ben, Kade Anderson was Kade Anderson-like tonight.
Yeah, Kade Anderson did pretty much what he's been doing all year long. I mean, he worked the fastball both in and out, had a really good changeup late in the ball game. Kind of saved that pitch for the second, third time through the lineup. Really worked hard on that slider and the curveball. And I tell you what, Kade Anderson just doing what Kade Anderson does. 2 walks, 11 strikeouts, did not allow a run in 7 shutout innings, and now your nation's leader in strikeouts. And there's all the K's right there. See Kade Anderson 3 clear of Liam Doyle. There's Anthony Ianson, his teammate, in 3rd place right now.
About 288 between Anderson and Ianson.
That will play.
Jeez.
And speaking of stuff that plays right here, Jacob Myers, big time fastball up to 100. It's going to average 97.
Can he throw it over the plate?
If he does, it does not get hit very often. He comes from a very high arm slot. I mean, almost right over the top. And if you want to talk about the analytical world, 6'5", 220-pounder right here, Gonzales, Louisiana, about 30 minutes down the road. There's the numbers on the year. 21 strikeouts at just 12 1/3, but look at the walks. 15 of those. When he gets it over the white part of the plate like that, forget about it. And the reason is we talk about this analytical data. We talk about spin rates. And we talk about induced vertical break. His ball just doesn't come down. Gravity doesn't affect it like most fastballs. I mean, it just stays on plane and rides through the top of the zone, and that's where he wants to be with it. Elevated to the top of the zone. If he gets it up there, if you stand in the batter's box, you will get your feelings hurt. Thing is, you think you can hit it because most fastballs come down at a typical rate, right? It works its way down because of gravity. But watch his ball right here. It just kind of stays on plane. If you'll watch it, most all the swings will be just underneath the baseball because it fools the hitter's eyes. So you talk about high velocity with the analytical world behind it.
Now it's Tom Poole with 2 down. He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Singled back in the 4th and grounded out in the 6th.
Jacob Myers spent his first 2 years in college at Nicholls State University, transferred to LSU.
Runners at the corners. 98 in there for a strike, 3-1 to Poole. 2 outs in the inning. Again, the winner of this one will play tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. The loser will play at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time, and the loser will play at 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 Central tomorrow. And there is a walk. And they are now loaded for the 5-hole hitter, Chayton Krause, who was 0 for 3 tonight. 0 for 2 with the walks.
Jacob Myers at Nicholls State, Dave. You ready for this? Last year at Nicholls State, 70 2/3 as a starting pitcher. Okay, that's good. 106 strikeouts in 70 2/3. That's really good.
Yeah.
Ready for this last one? 76 walks in 70 2/3.
Not so good.
Not so good. That'll get your pitch count up. And for him, it's just about mechanics, you know. And he's and look, I can speak to experience on this. When you're 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", you get a little bit of out of whack over the mound. It takes you a while to kind of figure out the mechanics. The stuff is there, and I'm telling you what, if this kid right here figures out a way to get in the strike zone a little bit more, he will be a guy you'll recognize the name at the big league level very shortly.
Boy, one hops that one back to Hernandez. Yeah, I guess the difference between him and some other guys is you're not really working on velocity. You don't have to work on that part of the game at all to try to get.
The stuff is there. It's there right now. He's just got to figure out a way mechanically to be more consistent. And he flashes it from time to time. There's times he comes in ball games and look, he'll fill it up.
Well, it's 1-2 on Krause.
You know, everybody matures at a different rate. Some guys pick the mechanics up quicker. It takes some guys a little bit longer. I mean, go back and look at Nolan Ryan's career early, all the walks. Randy Johnson's career early, all the walks.
Got that one up to 99. Count even at 2-2. Tough out at the plate, and Chayton Krause, though. High in the air, out to left center. Chris Stanfield says he has it, shy of the track, and he does. So the Patriots leave him loaded. Nothing on the scoreboard. Head into the bottom of the 8th in a 9-0 ball game. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Boy, a bevy of activity today on the Mississippi River. I still can't believe these boats, they'll be pushed up. That river's flowing like crazy.
Yeah, it has been swole up for a while. Starting to go down a little bit.
And those boats are holding those barges up in the water. I mean, they're running 24/7. Crazy. I'm a city guy, Ben.
I understand.
All right. So, you know,
City boy.
I get enamored by that stuff.
Well, there's Avery Duncan making his 12th appearance of the year. Only worked 12 innings so far. 9 strikeouts, 11 walks. Out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Think he's a Packers fan?
Better be, living in Green Bay.
They won't let you live there unless
No.
Man, I went and played with the Brewers, and I didn't understand. I went and played for 2 years, man. And we'd go, like the Yankees would come to town. We'd have 35,000 on Friday night. And then we'd have 40,000 on Saturday. Then Sunday day game, be like 5,000 people. Then I started walking around going, man, where is everybody out? They go, you idiot, the Packers are playing. And when the Packers are playing, people ain't coming to the ballpark.
Yeah. So you're saying you didn't become a Packers fan is what you're saying?
No.
I guess in these parts, you better be a Saints fan.
Yeah, you better be. And I kind of am. It's not my favorite team, but
well, what would be your favorite team?
Well, go back with Tom Landry.
Oh, okay.
Back when I was a kid. I don't know. I fell in love with the Cowboys when I was very, very young.
Roger Staubach era?
Ed Too Tall Jones, Harvey Martin, Randy White, Charlie Waters, Robert Newhouse, Dorsett, all those guys, man. Billy Joe Dupree.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, mashed off the bat of Ethan Fry out to center field. off the top of the wall. Fry will turn the corner. He's on his way to third. Bobble. They may send him home. Josh Jordan waving his arm. Here's the throw. Not in time. Don't see these every day.
Boy, this ball kicks off. I mean, it might have put a hole in the wall as hard as it was that. Humphrey tries to pick it up barehanded, and boy, he kicks around. And folks, when you watch this guy run around, this is 6'6", 227 pounds, and watch him pick them up and put them down. And look at Josh Jordan, looks like that Mojo duck decoy, cracking him home right there.
Inside to Parker. Fry's happy family tonight.
Boy, I don't know what the exit velo on that was, but that thing was touched.
Well, you saw how far that thing bounced off the wall.
That looked like a Tiger Woods 2-iron headed out toward left center field.
Stephen Milam. Boy, a 10-0 game, and Ethan Fry just picked up his 13th home run of the year. Actually, they give him a triple and an error.
Okay.
Took him a while to score that. I thought they gave him the hit. I didn't see the error till just now. So a triple and an error. Put a little juice in the crowd. I know, would you just say 6'6", 225 pounds?
Yeah, moving like that.
Milam walks on a 3-1 pitch. Milam has reached safely in 7 straight plate appearances now. Yeah, get yourself a drink, Ethan.
Oxygen, please.
Aaron Beatty about to pinch hit. Avery Duncan getting discussion here. It's a one-way discussion.
Pitching for LSU, number 0, Kade Anderson. Aaron Beatty is the LSU pitcher.
Aaron Beatty 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter. He will hit for Luis Hernandez. Nobody out. Milam's over at first. Aaron Beatty. A couple of freshmen going at it right here with Avery Duncan against Kade Aaron Beatty. 233 hitter on the year. Kade has 4 homers, 3 doubles. That one's down in the dirt. Bergholt chases it down, but that'll get Milam out to second base. Well, you can just tell this DBU team has not been in this spot very much.
Yeah.
A frustrating night for the Patriots for sure.
I'd have to go back and look, but I doubt they've made 3 errors in the ball game very much this year.
Ground ball to the left side. Runners at the corners and nobody out. Boy, those 3 errors tonight. You said it. Ties their season high. can't give teams like this. I mean, LSU can't give Dallas Baptist 3 extra outs.
You get to postseason baseball or playoff baseball, whatever you want to call it, you got to be clean on defense. You start giving these teams, they're just too good. You give them extra opportunities, and more times than not, you're going to get beat.
Ashton Larson, the sophomore, getting an at-bat. He's pinch hit now 21 times this year. 4 for 20 coming into the evening. Out of Overland Park, Kansas.
Oh, it was Ashton Larson, if I remember correctly, last year. Plugged into the season late in the year, about halfway through SEC play. Stephen Milam got hot.
Yeah.
And this LSU team got rolling last year.
Larson finished up last season 298, played in 53 games, had 141 at-bats. I'm sure that number has dropped down to 38. Couple of homers. That one's high in the air out to right center. Hangs up long enough for Humphreys to chase it down, but that'll be a sacrifice fly. And another run on the board for LSU. It's 11-0.
Well, LSU's done a little bit of everything tonight. Got a home run mixed in there. The situational hitting, they bunted a couple of times. Safety squeeze. So a little bit of everything. They've hit with runners in scoring position. And again, this was an offense for LSU that we talked about it last night. Their previous 11 games before this regional started only averaging 4.8 runs per game. The offense was off a little bit. Put a 7 spot on the scoreboard last night, 11 tonight.
Here is Dalton Beck to pinch hit. Dalton this season, 375. Playing in just his 13th game of the season. Boy, and that one gets away. And Aaron Beatty will get down to second base. High chopper out to second. And another error by DBU. And the very reliable Keaton Grady took his eye off of that one. Boy, Dan Hefner is normally a very calm individual, but you know right now he is churning inside.
This has not been DBU baseball, obviously, tonight.
The cheer you hear, though, Ben, you know who that's for. Josh Pearson.
Mr. Pearson.
Folks in this area love this young man. Step to the plate, where he's 4 for 10 as a pinch hitter. First pitch he sees, fouls it straight back. Josh hitting .305 this year. Played in 48 games, has 118 at-bats. Check swing, holds off there. Kind of been in a battle for one of those spots in the outfield with Jake Brown. Now in his 4th year with the Tigers. In the Frisco College Classic earlier this year, he was that most outstanding player. He was on the NCAA's Baton Rouge all-regional tournament team back in 2023.
Yeah, he's had some big moments in the Tiger uniform in his 4 years.
How about his last 3 regional appearances? He has been on the all-tournament team every time. 22 in Hattiesburg, 23 right here in Baton Rouge, and last year in the Chapel Hill Regional. And a called strike 3. That'll be out number 2.
Pearson thought that ball hit him on the elbow.
And Jay Johnson's coming out saying, can you check?
That ball did look like it ricocheted into the mitt, didn't it? That ball changed directions a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, it's hard to see now. I don't know, Ben. I mean, that's just hard to see, really.
Watch the elbow. Does it?
I'm looking at it, but
like
I
the
can't
skin
see
does-
much.
Yeah. Thought I saw. No, I can't tell. I can't see that one.
I'm not saying it hit him or didn't hit it, but it's hard to tell.
Well, what's weird is it was called a strike.
So they're going to go ahead and say that did not hit him. But Dan Hefner out to the mound, meaning that there will more than likely be a pitching change, and there will be for the Patriots. So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Patriots grabbing another arm. We'll update the change when we come back. Well, it's a pretty safe bet. We're not in the barn yet, I guess, as you can say, in terms of getting this one in the books. But LSU looks like they'll be playing tomorrow night in the 9 o'clock Eastern game in the regional final. Dallas Baptist more than likely playing Little Rock at 3 o'clock Eastern. The winner of that one will get an opportunity to meet LSU tomorrow night.
And we're getting word that the #1 overall national seed, Vanderbilt, has lost. There is Zach Todd, 6'3", 225-pound sophomore.
Zach Todd facing Bear Jones. Zach's been a really good option out of the bullpen versus right-handed hitters. Dealt with an arm injury his first year at DBU. Didn't make his first appearances until late in the season last year.
Yeah, got a pretty good fastball, and that's the slider, too. 2 main pitches for Zach Todd.
Ooh. Giddy up on the 92 for a strike, 1-2. By the way, Louisville took down Vanderbilt. That's a tough, that's a tough matchup for the #1 overall seed to get Louisville sent to your bracket. Yeah. That hit Bear Jones. And they're loaded. And here comes Daniel Dickinson.
Second baseman, Daniel Dickinson.
Dickinson 5 for 13 with 10 runs batted in with the bases loaded this year.
Dickinson 2 home runs last night. 0 for working so far today.
That one gets past Bergholt and a run will score. It is now 12-0. And a 4-pitch walk, and they're loaded again. A season high 4 errors. Wow. For Dallas Baptist tonight.
And now 7 walks by their pitching staff too.
So John Pearson.
John Pearson is running at first base for the Tigers.
Will be running at first.
Josh Pearson's younger brother.
Well, they really like him as a hitter moving forward. John, a freshman. Standing around the cages, talking to some of these coaches, watching him swing, and they're like,
yeah, it comes off the bat pretty good. It's got some thump to it.
Little chopper to the right side. Scooped up there, and Jake Brown will be retired, and the inning is over. DBU heading to the ninth, down a dozen. Well, LSU, I hope our producer Kevin Clark didn't just jinx LSU by showing this graphic, but LSU is yet to give up a run in the first 2 games of this Baton Rouge Regional. The only team here to not give up a run. Rhode Island, of course, a little skewed since they gave up 22 today.
Well, there is William Schmidt, the freshman. Local product right here, Baton Rouge Catholic High School. 6'4", 188-pounder. Solid fastball, actually better than solid fastball. Is going to tick up to 96. And a really good curveball behind it. Stuff's good for him. 30 2/3, 27 hits. He can strike you out, 38 of those. Walks can be an issue for him as he is undefeated for LSU this year, 7-0.
Pitching for Dallas Baptist to lead off the ninth inning, number 13, Landon Underhill. Underhill is the pitcher.
First pitch kind of wakes everybody up behind home plate.
Yeah, hit the bull, wake everybody up.
Landon Underhill pitch hitting. Landon 235 on the year. Looks at a strike. It's 1-1. So tomorrow in the regional final, do you think LSU throws a Kade Evans tomorrow?
Well, that's kind of what they've done. If you'll go back and look in SEC play, I mean, Kade Evans is a guy that, if needs to be used in game 1 or game 2 on the weekends, Jay Johnson has run him out there to pick up a save. But if he's not been used in game 1 or game 2, he's kind of started game 3. Yeah. So I would think that would still be the game plan.
2-2 count to Underhill. Make it full 3-2. LSU can get out of this inning. It would reach the 45 win plateau. Swing and a miss, out number 1. They would reach the 45 win plateau for just the second time in the last 8 seasons. Of course, in 2023, they picked up 54 wins on that national championship team. Ben Tryon. Check swing, 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, the best pitch for William Schmidt's been that curveball. He has got a real banger. He likes to pitch up in the zone with that fastball because he sets it up.
Be interested to see what DBU does tomorrow on the mound as well.
Yeah.
How they'll go about business against Little Rock, and if they're able to survive that one, then what do they do in the night game in the regional final?
It's going to get difficult to navigate that. And that's obviously why it's so important to stay in the winner's bracket. You're going to have some guys that's going to have to step up, some guys that have not had high leverage moments for you. I mean, that's what it takes.
Fouled off the right side at 95 miles an hour. Full 3-2. Right to Barrett Jones, bobbles it. Will underhand toss to Schmidt. They get the out. 2 down.
Nice job by Jared Jones there, just kind of staying with that one. Puts that big body. Watch him just body this one up. Just takes it like a catcher right off the chest. Picks it up. A nice toss over to William Schmidt.
Pitching for DBU number 11, Jody Narrett. Narrett is the pitcher.
Jody Narrett, the junior out of Campbell Sport, Wisconsin, grabbing a bat. Will pinch hit here with 2 outs, and he'll look at a first pitch strike. That one went about 55 feet. They're going to say strikeout. Not sure what was going on there. Aaron Beatty chased it down and then threw it away. So 2 outs.
Now batting shortstop, Cody Gregory.
Two-out base runner over there for Dallas Baptist. I have no idea what.
I think he called a check swing.
Okay.
And the ball got away from the catcher, and Aaron Beatty went and got it.
I didn't see much
not
of a
in
check
time.
swing, but
I don't think he swung either.
Cody Graybeck now. That one bounces off the shin guard of Aaron Beatty. Well, both these coaches probably, even though it's 12-0 game, these are the Jay Johnson is such a perfectionist. Like,
yes,
he just wants it to be clean.
Don't want it to be sloppy.
Yeah.
You know, and you feel for DBU because, again, the game ended last night about 1:50 in the morning.
Yeah. And they're probably not getting to sleep till, because you're going to eat something after the game,
yeah.
shower, do talk. You know, you're
Boys
wide
probably
awake.
didn't fall asleep till 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Ouch, is what I can say to that. Graybeck will get the free pass.
Play for the Patriots, third baseman, Michael Vitalo.
Now Michael Vitalo coming to the plate with 2 outs. DBU go back, regroup, and I can almost guarantee that tomorrow will be a much cleaner game. They will not have 4 errors tomorrow.
Yeah. They will have no scar tissue when they show up tomorrow. They will flush this. It's a program that's had too much success, been in the postseason too much. And that's a wonderful thing about baseball. You get to lace them up and go do it again tomorrow.
0-2 on Vitalo now. Foul back out of play. Tigers try to close this one out. 0-2 on Michael Vitalo. He'll get another pitch. Boy, been a pretty complete game again. Back-to-back nights for LSU.
Well, strong starting pitching, and we talked about the two-headed monster of Anderson and Anderson tonight. 1 and 3 in the entire country in strikeouts, those two guys. And they set the tone. It was Anderson last night. It was Anderson, 7 shutout tonight against a really good offense in DBU. I mean, just blanked them. 11 strikeouts, 2 walks, and the offense doing their thing.
Another fastball from Schmidt trying to close out Vitalo, but Vitalo, he's seen this song and dance before. Gonna be hard to blow one by him.
Love it. I mean, down 12-0, and he is battling everything he has got here to try to continue this game.
Didn't chase the breaking ball. Called strike 3 at the knees, and this one is in the books. LSU back-to-back shutouts to start this Baton Rouge Regional.
We talked about run prevention, and LSU has had the run prevention. No runs allowed so far, been clean on defense as well, and all of a sudden the offense starting to tick up for LSU. 7 runs last night, they get 12 today, so 19 runs on 21 hits in 2 games for the Tigers, and they are now in the catbird seat. Got to be beat twice.
And LSU will reach their 12th straight regional final. It's the longest active streak in the country. And they will await the winner of Little Rock and Dallas Baptist tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern time. LSU will play at 9 Eastern time, 8 Central in that regional final. But a 12-0 game. LSU came to the plate 8 times tonight, scored runs in 6 of those innings.
Yeah, and a lot of opportunities tonight again with runners in scoring position. 6 for 20 on the night. And boy, you look at what they did offensively. Ethan Fry, 2 for 4, a couple of RBIs for him. And Chris Stanfield stands out for me in the 9-hole down there. Hits his first home run of the year. Goes 3 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs. So it's kind of top to bottom. Curiel with a base hit as well and an RBI. So a lot of offensive things going on. You mentioned Stephen Minum, a little bit slow as of late, but boy, he is getting on base and getting a lot of base hits as well. So this LSU offense seems to be picking it up at the right time.
Well, certainly this is a game that Kade Anderson wanted the ball in. Just a fabulous night to pitch. He joins us now down on the field. And Kade, you know, big moments, right? Big stage, packed house. What were your emotions like early in this one?
Yeah, really just to fill up the strike zone and put my team in a situation to win.
Kade, what's this like for you, man? I mean, local kid. I mean, you love LSU. You always wanted to come to LSU. You wanted to be in these moments, be in these regionals and everything, and you guys are just one win away from a super regional now.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, it was a dream, and still living it at the moment, and really just trying to take it all in. Just one pitch at a time. Just it's been so much fun, and I don't want it to end anytime soon.
Listen, Anthony Einson last night put on a pretty good show. You guys have turned into a great 1-2 combination at LSU. What's that relationship like between you two?
Yeah, we're just constantly learning from each other, and that's something I don't take for granted at all. And he's just he's a special guy, and that's what makes him a good pitcher. And really just working from one another and continuing to have success.
Well, listen, it was fun watching you pitch tonight. By the way, before we let you go, you took over the national lead strikeouts again. You were 8 down coming into this game, but
can't hear. Oh, I can hear you now. Say it again.
No, we're done. We're done.
Okay,
we're done,
perfect.
Kate. Thanks.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Well, that'll do it from here in Baton Rouge, where LSU wins 12-0 over the Dallas Baptist Patriots. We'll see you tomorrow night. For Ben McDonald, the rest of our crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long from the Bayou.